Broncos. Corey, who are you talking about?
Yeah, and I feel so, I don't know, so weird hyping up Bo Nix after years and years of him being at Auburn and hating him in college. I think us as Arkansas fans remember the backward spike that should have been a fumble, water under the bridge at this point. I was really mad about that for years. But yeah, I love this guy going into his sophomore year. He's got a lot of his weapons back. Cortland Sutton, we've talked about Marvin Mims Jr. and his potential as wide receiver 2 there. And they brought in J.K. Dobbins at running back, drafted R.J. Harvey as well, who's a highly regarded rookie here. And then their O-line's pretty solid. So I don't know, looking back at last year's rookie year, he had 3,775 yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and he ran for 430 yards and 4 touchdowns. So he offers something with his legs as well that you kind of look for in a fantasy quarterback. And then he finishes QB7, according to ESPN. So I just think he's more comfortable. You saw it as the year went on last year. He's just getting more comfortable in that offense. And I just think that his arrow is pointing up. I think you can get him super late in the redraft. I think that he's going to mature in his second year here, and his weapons, again, he's just surrounded by so much talent. They have a 15th ranked strength of schedule. So right there in the middle of the pack to have a pretty good year as far as like the competition goes that they're playing, quality of defenses, etc. And they have a pretty good defense himself. So I really like this guy. And again, I'm conditioned not to from his time in college at Auburn playing us and everything. But I just think that he looked so good last year. I'm curious to see how you guys feel. I'm not saying he's going to be like a top 4 or 5 QB, but I could easily see him replicating his QB7, like top 10, 5 to 10 QB status again in his sophomore season in the NFL.
Yeah, it's funny you brought up Jaden Daniels and his rushing ability. I think that's one thing you didn't touch on with Bo Nix. So I'm going to read you a list of players, and you tell me which one stands out to you. So Jaden Daniels, Robert Griffin III, Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Vince Young, Kyler Murray, Caleb Williams, Russell Wilson. What did they all do?
They run?
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Well, you read about an encyclopedia's worth of players to me.
Yeah, the Caleb Williams thing threw me off. I was like, what the fuck
Caleb
is he
Williams
doing?
had to run because he's running for his life and he's a check down merchant, but that's fine.
Yeah,
anyway, the names I want you: Lamar, Cam, Vince Young, Josh Allen, Kyler, right? Those are all the people who had the most rushing yards by a quarterback in their rookie year. The next person on the list is Bo Nix. He ran a decent amount last year, 430 rushing yards, 4 tuds on the ground. That could easily go up if they decide to QB sneak. Could easily go up if they eventually ban the tush push. I like his mobility, and honestly, I didn't feel like he really showcased it in college that much. Maybe a little bit in Oregon in the last year. Definitely didn't in Auburn. But if he turns into a guy who can bounce out of the pocket and hit some of these receivers that they've assembled in Denver, just extended Cortland Sutton. A lot of people are high on Pat Bryant out of Illinois, myself included. Go watch the video if you would like to hear more about that. But I see no reason to believe there's going to be major regression with Bo Nix. It's probably not going to be QB7, but I'm comfortable with him in that QB 9, 10 range. And where you're getting him in the 8th, 9th round from an ADP perspective, I think that's exactly what you're looking for and beats your expectations. So a lot of haters for Bo Nix, I think, because of the collegiate bias, but everything he showed us in the NFL is positive. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'll agree. And I mean, just to segue off of that, we're looking at this O-line. This is a top 3 O-line. And then, they've got, they added Evan Ingram, J.K. Dobbins. I got a little stat here. So at the end of the season, his completion rate jumped to 70%. So he just really was starting to come into his own. I think he's going to be a great talent, going forward. I mean, finishing QB7 as a rookie is pretty impressive. Yeah, average 18.7 points per game. So I like him there, the 8th, 9th round. Like if you were, in your regular redraft and you were, not wanting to go draft an S tier quarterback like Josh Allen in the 3rd or whatever, and you wanted to maybe reach on somebody that you think has high upside, I think this guy safely has top 10 floor with top 5 upside. That's just my opinion. I love Bo Nix, so you'll hear no argument from me.
Bo Nix had the season that we wanted Caleb Williams to have, I think. Yes. Not we. I'm a hater. But I think if you switch them, nobody would be surprised, is my point.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm curious who, I think there's an obvious list of QBs that you have the kind of like that first grouping of QBs is going around 3 or 4. You have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels. I'm blanking on the 5th one, but like who else do you have above this guy that you want as your starting fantasy quarterback? Like Joe Burrow, you can throw in there, I'm sure. I know he offers not a lot with his legs, but like he's up there with that group. But like who else do you want? Like Keith's saying, I don't know about QB7. Like who do you want in front of him that's not in that top tier group?
The only argument that I'm not even making personally, but just because I have our ADP cheat sheet here is Baker Mayfield is probably like the one quarterback that's actually jumped in ADP, is going right before him.
If healthy, I would take Dak. Sorry, Joe. I thought you were done talking. My bad.
No, you're good.
Just because of the volume of passing, is it like a Joe Burrow situation? Because Dak doesn't offer anything, and he's been injured as crap. So I'm just anything with his legs. I like Dak.
Throw that ball, baby. They're going to air that thing out. It's that Brian Schott offense. You know, he's coaching for his job already. He's going to try to win games.
I got a whole spiel ready for this, boys.
Guy walked into the building and was coaching for his job. GG's.
Yeah, well, the prodigal son.
GG's. But hey, who knows? But hey, we'll see what happens at Mile High. Corey will get a firsthand look at Mr. Nix this season. You know, either it's massive regression or a lot of the same which we saw last year. And honestly, like it's probably year 2 where people finally start to put some respect on Bo Nix's name.